Sohail, can you please mute yourself? We'll be starting your intro.
Very good evening, students. Welcome to NASO Astronomy Preparatory session. This is Kalpana from Navars Edutech. So today we have our educator, Mr. Sohail. Sohail is deeply passionate about physics and astronomy with interest that span from the mysterious of black holes to the behavior of the tiniest particles. He has worked on general relativity, studying how massive objects like black holes curve space and influence the motion of light and matter. His research also includes exoplanets, where he analyzes starlight data to detect the planets outside our solar system and understand their properties. Beyond astrophysics, Sohail explores the world of high energy nuclear physics using Pythia simulations to study what happens when atomic nuclei collide at very high speeds, a process that reveals the fundamental structure of matter. He has broadened his learning through participation in the Ayuka NCRA Summer School and research visit to TIFR, two of India's leading scientific institutes. So, these experiences allowed him to interact with experts, explore advanced ideas, and gain exposure to the research environment. With this strong background in both theory and data driven studies, Sohail aspires to make meaningful contributions to the fields of astrophysics and particle physics, uncovering deeper truths about the universe. We welcome you, Sohail. Over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was a very good introduction of me. Hello, guys. How are you? Today we will start with the grade 6 NASO Astronomy Preparatory session, and we will do a few questions of which they can appear in the exam. Okay? Yeah, let me share my screen quickly so that we can start. Okay, I hope my screen is visible to all of you, right? Shall we start now? Okay. So there are some basic things you need to be take care of before attempting your NASO Olympiad exam. Which one of them is time management. Time management is really important. You should not be spending more time on only one question. And what will you do? You will be piling up all the questions in the end, and you will be stressed, tense. We cannot answer even the easiest question. So we should not do that. So that's why time management is really important. We should do at least 1 minute per question. So our astronomy part covers from question number 31 to question number 50. And easy questions will you can answer it very easily and quickly. If you find anything hard, you can always mark and return later. And as mentioned, always keep 5 minutes at the end to check your answers. Right? Okay, so time management is really important. I want to give my personal suggestion. Have a dark chocolate or banana before attempting your exam. So it will help you be focused in the exam. Right? Okay. So next there are some golden rules to attempt the exam. Read the question carefully. You should be reading the question very carefully. So don't just read the question blindly. You can't think much while reading. So that's why read the question very carefully and don't spend too much time on one question. As I mentioned before, don't spend too much time on one question. If confused, skip and come back later. Yes, this is a good hack to do actually. Never leave any question unanswered. Yes, we don't have any negative marking in this NASO Olympiad. So you should answer all the questions. Don't leave any question. Okay? Okay. So yeah, how to choose the right answer? There are some tricks to attempt a competitive exam like Olympiads, right? You should be very clear with the concept, and that will make your exam 70% very easy. And rest of the 30%, you need to use some tricks. You need to use some tricks to tackle the question, because some of the questions, even if your concept is clear, with the help of the tricks, you can answer it very easily, very quickly actually, so that you can save your time and focus on some harder questions. Okay? So, yeah, there are some tips and tricks given here. Eliminate the wrong answers first. So, when you read a question, when you read the options given, I'm sure at least one option you can eliminate first, that this is not the correct answer, right? So, in that way, you can eliminate the question, eliminate the options, and you can break it down to a smaller parts and finally be with a single option. So that is one method. Think about what you already know, right? If you know the concept while you are reading the question, you might relate to the question, like some of the words and keywords. Look for keywords in the question, and with the help of the keywords, you might remember the answer. Okay? Okay. Use logic if you don't know the answer. Right. This is always helpful. If you don't know the answer, you can use logical or commonsensical things to answer the questions. So these are some different things or like tricks to answer a Olympiad question. So this will help you 30% of the time. Okay. So rest 70% you have to be prepared with the conceptual knowledge. Okay. Got it. So should we start with the questions now? Okay. So we have a first mode of questions, which is image based questions. You will be given an image and then you will be given a question with options. Based on that image, you might have to choose a option, right? Let's see the question. The picture shows the space shuttle returning to the Earth. What is its special feature? Its special feature. What are the options? You look at the image. Where when you see the image, that is a space shuttle which is landing with the help of a parachute behind it, like back of the space shuttle, right? Yes. What is the special use of this kind of space shuttles which we land after we launching a satellite or any moon mission, right? So, Chad, I'm watching your chat. Can you answer this question? The picture shows the space shuttle returning like what is its special feature? I want to see in the live chat your answers. So I'm seeing option D, option D, option D. You can use some tricks here. You can use the elimination method also. Given the picture, it is landing the rocket, so it does not contain any payload. And no shuttle is nuclear powered also. You can eliminate that option, right? I can see. I can see the answers coming in the chat. Obviously, when we land something back onto the earth, we are doing it because to use it again, right? So, yes, the answer will be here, the reusable spacecraft, right? Yeah. D cannot be the answer. Nuclear powered, no. We don't, nuclear power is really powerful and very dangerous. So we need to be very cautious, and in only certain parts or certain specific missions we use nuclear power. Okay? Okay, let's go to the next question. Graphical question. You might encounter some questions with the help with the graph, and you need to analyze the graph and then you have to answer the question. Let's see. The graph shows that a altitude increases, coverage area increases. Which orbit gives maximum coverage per satellite? So this is the graph given here. Altitude versus coverage area. On the x-axis, we have an altitude which is increasing, right? And on the y-axis, we have a coverage area. Let's see the options. So the question here is, which orbit gives maximum coverage per satellite? Okay, so the option in the options we have different kinds of orbits where we put satellites, right? So we have Leo, Meo, Geo, and Sun synchronous. So what orbit will give you the maximum coverage area of Earth, right? Can you answer this chat? If you know the definitions of Leo, Meo, and Geo, you might relate which satellite can see more area of the Earth. Okay? Can you answer? What is a Leo orbit? Low Earth orbit. Low Earth orbit. And Meo orbit is a medium Earth orbit where we put navigation satellites usually. And geo orbit is like geostationary Earth orbit, which is you already know if you know the concept. Geo orbit is like very far from the Earth, right? Which gives the maximum coverage area per satellite. I'm seeing the options here: C, Leo, Meo. Hmm. Low Earth orbit, yes. Someone is saying Geo. Yes. So low Earth orbit is very close to the Earth, and medium Earth orbit is in middle, and Geo is really far. We are not talking about. We can eliminate the Sun synchronous orbit because it is not related to the coverage areas and all. So one option is eliminated. We are stuck with the three options. Most of you are saying MEO, and some of you are saying GEO. So the answer here will be GEO because GEO is very far from Earth, so it can cover larger area of the surface of the Earth. So that's why GEO will be the correct answer. That is what here given in the graph also. Okay, so graphical questions also can be appeared in exam. Okay. So these are the second type of question. Let's move on to the next type of question, which we have is a reasoning type of question, where you will be given a assertion, which means something you assume or like something which is there, and you will be given a reason which should support the assertion. Okay, right. Here, rockets can work in space where there is no air. This is our assertion. Reason is rockets push against vacuum to move forward. So this is the reason. The options will be like this. Both A and R are true and R explains A. Both A and R are true but R does not explain A. A is true and R is false. Both A and R are false. These are the options given, and is the reason supporting the assertion? First of all, you need to check is the assertion correct? If it's correct, and if the reason is also correct, does the reason supports the assertion or not? What do you think? Rockets can work in space where there is no air. This everyone knows it is correct, right? We don't have air in space, it's just vacuum. So we have rockets working there as well. So assertion is correct. And then the reason given rockets push against vacuum to move forward. Is it though? What principle does rocket use to move in the space or like in the vacuum, right? If you know the concept, we use Newton's third law to move in the space. Every action, a small action, can change your position in the vacuum, right? Because there is no resistance anywhere. So, does this reason is correct? Some of you are writing reason isn't correct. Yes. Uh, yes, reason is not correct. So, what will be the option here? So I'm seeing option C, 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 C. Yes, our assertion is true, but our reason is, first of all, it is not correct. And if it is correct, is it supporting the assertion or not? You should take care of that as well. Okay. So these kind of questions can be appeared in the exam also. Okay. So the correct option here is C. Our assertion is correct, but not our reason. Right? Okay, let's see another reasoning question similar to this. Let's try to answer this. Okay, why are rockets launched eastwards from the equator? Right? Why are rockets launched eastwards from the equator? The options are given. What do you think? Gravity weakest there? Earth's rotation gives extra speed? Air resistance is lowest? Easier to track satellites? What do you think? Why are rockets launched eastwards from the equator? Is the gravity weakest there? You have to go through the options and you try to eliminate or you try to relate what you know first. Like, is the gravity weakest there? Or is it because of the Earth's rotation? Or air resistance is lowest? Or easier to track satellites? So yeah, I can see the answers in the chat. So if we read the question carefully, why are rockets launched eastwards from the equator? We can relate to a situation where every one of you can also relate. So if you are playing a badminton, the shuttlecock will move very fast in the direction of the wind, right? So it will be easier. So if you want to hit a shuttlecock in the opposite direction of the wind, you have to use a huge amount of force. This can also be a reason, right? You need to think like this. Uh, if you don't know the exact concept, right? In this way also you can answer the questions. Gravity weakest there. Earth's rotation gives extra speed. Air resistance is lowest. Yes, I can see the answers. The Earth rotates fastest at the equator and launching in the east direction harnesses the maximum rotational speed, making launches more fuel efficient and cost effective. Yes, that is really good explanation. Hmm. Okay, so in this way, if you conclude, our answer comes to be B. Earth's rotation gives extra speed, right? Okay. Next type of questions we have here is match the following questions. Before to this question, we have discussed image based questions and reasoning questions, and now we are discussing match the following questions. Let's see. Match the following space objects with their features. Yes, you have given a column A and column B, and You have to match these objects with their features. What is the feature of LEO orbit satellites, or what is the feature of LEO? Why do we put satellites in the LEO orbit? HEO is highly elliptical orbit. Highly elliptical orbit. It means it takes a long elliptical path to circle around the Earth. And next we have a GEO. GEO you all already know, and MEO also you all know. Right, let me reveal the options and then let's see who can answer the first. If you don't know any of this concept, you can use a trick here also. Like if you at least know one or two options correct, you can guess the correct answer to this question. So for the first column, Leo, what is the correct answer? Hmm? And you might know Geo as well and Mio. Mio, as I already mentioned in the previous questions also, previous one question also, I told Mio satellites. Why do we use Mio satellites? Let's see, I'm waiting for the answer. What will be the Leo option? Leo orbit. So someone is saying C and D, B. There is a confusion in chat. You can use this elimination method. Even if you know any two of the answers correct, you can guess the answer here. So for Leo, why do we put satellites in the orbit of Leo is to take high resolution images, right? Because they are really close to the Earth, then they can capture very high resolution images. So for the first column Leo, the option will be D. And let's say you don't know about HEO, highly elliptical orbit. And let's say you don't know about Geo also. And we have left with the MEO, medium Earth orbit. Medium Earth orbit we use for navigation satellites, right? So let's say we know one Leo and MEO, and let's see the options. Leo will be the highly resolution imaging, Earth imaging, and MEO will be navigation satellite. So one is D and four is C. Which are the options which contains the same? If we see one is D and four is C, and rest of all there is no other option with the same matching. So the can you conclude your answer now? I have already given the hints. One is D and four is C. Then the HEO will be a long dwell time over one hemisphere, which also relates to the highly elliptical orbit. And B and Geo is appears fixed at one longitude. Geo orbit satellites are fixed over one longitude, right? Yes. So the correct option here will be C. Do you get the trick now? If you know one or two options correctly, you can answer this question. Match the following question, you can answer in this way. Right? Okay. Let's see what are the other questions we have. Next, we have an image-based question. Picture shows LVM3 with a cryogenic upper stage. Uh, why is cryogenic fuel used? Yes, this is the image. And these are the options given. Picture shows LVM3 with a cryogenic upper stage. And why is cryogenic fuel used? Right. Let me tell you something. Cryogenic upper. What do you mean by cryogenic upper? If you know the pattern of rocket launches, at stage after first stage separation is done, and next the rocket will go with only payload. The fuels are finished, and then happens the first stage separation. Then it comes to the upper stage. We need to move our upper stage rocket also, right? That's why we use cryogenic fuel. Why we use cryogenic fuel? You can think in this way. Easier to store. You can also think according to the options. Easier to store, lighter tanks, higher efficiency and thrust, cheaper fuel. I can see you can eliminate option D very easily. Cheaper fuel, because none of the uh, space rocket fuel is cheap. It is very expensive, right? And lighter tanks, easier to store, high efficiency and thrust. So cryogenic refers to the production behavior of, yeah, someone is writing something. Yeah, you all said, you all mentioned the answers also. The answer will be higher efficiency and thrust, because after the stage one separation, we are left with only small amount of rocket, where the payload we have to, which has to be delivered, and there is a very small less space for the fuel and all. So we use cryogenic fuel because it is very higher in efficiency and gives a good thrust. That's why we use cryogenic fuel, right? Okay. Yes, I think those are the three kinds of questions that will most probably appear in your NASA Olympiad exam, which is like image-based question and reasoning questions and match the following types, right? So yes, this is a quick practice set, like how to answer the question, how to approach the question to get the correct answer. Okay. Yeah, there are ready, set, and go. Read each question slowly and carefully, as we have all discussed in the initial stage also. Keep an eye on the clock. You must follow the time management and always be aware of time. Stay calm and confident. As I gave my personal suggestion, have a banana or a dark chocolate to stay calm and confident. Right? Before the exam, not in the exam. Okay? Answer every question and no blanks. You should answer all the questions. Right? Because we don't have any negative marking. So it's fine. You can answer all the questions. Okay, it's time to launch your curiosity and thank you. If you have any doubts related to how to attempt the questions in your NASA Olympiad, you can put it in the comments or live chat. I'll try to answer. Okay? So when is the exam and all, you can you can go to the website and there will be a customer care number. You can contact them and know about the exam. Okay? Is there any ebook? Ebook, you can ask the customer care about it. Okay, I think yeah. Any other doubts you have regarding to the how to attempt your exam? You can ask here, and about the exam and all, you can contact the customer care number. I think